Already shared.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
Cowabunga.
Oh, look at all these love hearts on Facebook.
2. it's only us.
Count it.
We're
Oops,
all on
I almost liked my own post.
Oh no, we shouldn't do that.
Hey,
You should always
Fred,
like
you
your
realize
post.
that we're live right now, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
We're live.
What? Hello.
Oh, what's
Welcome to
happening?
today's stream, kids.
I need to turn off the volume.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting
that's
an
a good idea.
echo of.
Yeah, I got that too. That was weird.
I didn't get the echo, but it was weird listening to our conversation from 5 seconds ago.
Yeah.
That's the
What's
echo.
happening?
Oh, because it was not on mute. YouTube.
We're watching the stream
Yeah.
now.
I just forgot to mute YouTube tab.
You know, when you click on the thing and the thing does the thing. Well, that took a minute, but we are finally live. Just want to say thank you for everybody that was dealing with our technical difficulties. Third episode is bound to happen, but welcome to tonight's episode of We don't know yet. I'm very excited to have everybody on. It's been a long week, a very exciting week for some. We announced, Cassandra and I, that we're having a baby, so I'm pretty excited about that. And I've been thinking about this campaign pretty much all week, so I hope you guys are ready for this.
Well,
Ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Heck yeah.
Perfect. So I'm just gonna again, in fashion here, like last week, I'm just gonna have you guys introduce yourselves, your character, and then we can get started. We'll start with Josh.
Cool. So, my character's name is Loke Ocean Reaper. I am a now 2nd level blood hunter, and thank you, Fred. And a little backstory is I come from the Madrove clan that was all but wiped out and is now being occupied by an imperial society that is trying to convert all of the clans of this island, and I am pissed.
Fair enough. And then next to you we have Kermit the Frog here. What's going on?
Oh, hell.
What's going on, Terry?
that's bad.
I am glad to join the group. Hi, this is Terry. I'm playing the character Lox. Lox is the grung rogue of the group. Tiny in stature, big of heart. That's me. Yeah. Not from the land of ether, but I find myself there begrudgingly, and luckily I found some more bloods to stick around. Yeah.
Perfect. And to your right, the lovely lady Carla.
So I'm playing Danan. She's a wild magic Eladrin, and she's not from here. And that's it.
All right. And then we have right below you our very fun and fearless Dwarf.
Brallethal Strongheart at your service. I play a 42-year young dwarf, paladin, looking for his brother.
All right. And then below you, we have our man with the ponytail, the man with the bun, the man with the plan, the barnacle.
Hi, I'm Barney. I'm playing Ukalo, who's a half-elf ranger. His motivation is to get rid of his curse. And that's pretty much that.
Perfect. Well, I'm excited to learn more about this curse and figure out what that is, because I have no idea. So, with that being said, or do I? With that being said, guys, let's get started. I just want to give a quick recap. And also, actually, before we get started, everything going on in the world, I just hope that everybody can come together, do right to others, treat others the way you want to be treated, and the world would be a better place, right? So now let's dive into our campaign, do a little recap of episode 1 and 2 for those of you who are just tuning in. So the group escaped from jail, where they learned that they were going to be hung in the morning because of their religious beliefs. Fighting their way through the city against the Semet worshipping Aarakocra, they end up taking refuge at a local bar, one with a familiar owner who knew Loki's father before the war. It is there that Brall finds another Strongheart. Brall learns that this fellow Strongheart was sent to find his missing brother Belorlim. Am I saying that right? Belorlim?
Belorlim.
Okay. And he's
the belle of the ball.
And his cousin Beng, by his father. Instead of allowing the dwarf to join their ranks, Brall sends him home after a game of Baulders Bones. In the morning,
After he found out he's been drunk for a month.
Very true. In the morning, the group is hastily rushed out of the front door and urgently follows a human named Thomas to his ship, where they flee towards the Sedan clan and escape. Derick, the bar owner, gives Loke a small box and key in secret. Just a small box, excuse me. He asks him to find an elf named Sara once they arrive at their destination. Battling their way through the docks, the group manages to board the ship, and they set sail for the Sedan. And this is where we pick up, guys. You are all on a ship. It is roughly, I would say, the sun is has just set or in the process of setting, the last few moments of sunlight. And you have been sailing now for about half a day. And the worry of being followed has kind of left your mind and more so been replaced with what to expect and what to come. Thomas sits at the helm of the ship, just kind of overlooking, watching the sun go below the horizon. The moon is about a three-quarter full moon that you can see that has risen in the sky. It is a very starry night, and the waves are not so bad as you guys all sit around one another, kind of kicking back and telling some stories.
I did not prepare any story.
But I hand it over to you guys. You guys are basically sitting on a ship right now as you are still sailing towards the Sedan. The ship is, it's not that large. I would say it's probably around maybe 25 feet from top to, or from tip to bottom, if you will. And it's got one deck below for sleeping.
Probably not enough room for all of us.
No.
Probably not. I would say there's about 4 beds, but there's enough room for you guys to stand below, but not enough room for all of you to probably lay down. No.
And Thomas is at the helm? All right.
Would I have been able to find a barrel or something to fill with water?
Or you could just be dragged by the boat.
So you kind of you kind of look around. There's buckets and rope, and you kind of do a makeshift thing if you wanted to.
Yeah, I want to be able to pull up some water so I can rest my weary bones.
Something occurs to me, and I start to talk to Lux. Lux, where did you get that barrel?
From the ship. We're on a ship. It's a ship's barrel.
It was filled with fresh water, like fresh water for us to drink.
It was empty when I found it. Whatever was in it, but it was empty when I found it. Or was it?
I'm a little confused. Where did you find the fresh water?
I didn't find fresh water. I found salt water.
You can swim in salt water.
Yeah.
Huh. Figured that would dry up your body.
I'm not a piece of steak, warm blood. I'm a living being. Water's water to me. I'm not drinking and I'm bathing in it.
Oh, steak. I could go for some steak right now. When was the last time we ate?
Too long.
We got a frog here just stewing.
Ooh.
Careful careful.
I'm just messing with you, Lux. I'm really bored.
Yeah, I saw what that poison did.
Bored and hungry.
So, do any of you know anything about the Sedan?
As much as I know is that they've had similar difficulties as my clan. They have been, I think, either scattered to the winds or they may be in hiding, but I don't quite know. Thomas, we're supposed to be meeting someone named Sara.
Thomas.
Thomas kind of picks his head up. He kind of walks towards you, and he stops.
Wait, who's Who's driving the boat?
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry.
It's a 25-foot boat.
It's on autopilot.
It's not on autopilot, but the wind's going this way. We're going this way. It's not a big deal.
You got Chewbacca in the background.
Hey, why don't you scrub the poop?
He's kind of looking forward, and he leans over. He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out an apple, and a little knife, and he starts peeling the apple. And he kind of takes a bite. Well, I'm sorry. Come again. What was your question? You asked who's Sara?
We're going to meet Sara. I'm just asking if you know more information as to where we're supposed to meet her.
Now, who told you of Sara?
Was I not supposed to tell anyone about this? I learned from Derick.
Well, I see Derick trusts you. Well, Sara, she's kind of.
Isn't that obvious if you're taking us to her?
I'm not. I'm taking you to a village, yes, but I don't know if Sara is going to have the time to talk to you. She's quite busy, after all.
Well, I still need to have an audience with her.
Well,
nonetheless.
I mean, I can.
Is there any way we could get her attention?
Well, yes. I mean, who do you worship? Your name again was Loke, right? Who's your? I guess who's your allegiance to in regards to the gods?
I believe that's my own business.
You see, Sara, she's very particular. Brigantia is kind of. It calls to her. She's the priestess of this town, and I wouldn't even necessarily call it a town. It's kind of more of her collection of souls who she believes and she trusts that can fight the good fight.
Well, she seems really important.
She is. I mean, she's our start, if you will. She's the start in giving us hope to form this resistance of ours, this group that we plan on taking back, starting with the Sedan, taking back our land, and then moving south from there, and taking back what is rightfully ours. However, we do not forget what the Onites did to us by abandoning us, Dwarf. So she might not take too kind to you.
Well, if she's that important, why you don't let her take that decision?
She'll make up her own mind. We haven't forgotten.
Now, you're a member of the Sedan clan.
I'm not. I did a lot of trading with the Sedan clan. More of a wanderer, if you will, but business is pretty bad when you have to worry about your life everywhere, and there's only really one group of people that you can really get any money from, and then they name the price. It's been difficult.
So you're a merchant. I thought your allegiances lied with your pockets.
Well, my pockets are quite empty at the moment, and I will say that these Semet worshippers don't pay very well. And also, I've had friends that have died, not only from the Sedan, but also from the Madrove.
Where have you wandered?
I sail around this island. I haven't spent too much time with the Onites. I refuse to travel back north, if you will. There's been a lot of rumblings where the Yugon clan is. So I haven't really ventured there much of late either. I've been spending most of my time between the Madrove and the Sedan, well, what's left of the Sedan, taking people from the Madrove to our encampment. We have about 30 to 50 people that we've gathered at this point, and that are all willing to fight the fight.
30 people.
Yeah, and we're starting to rebuild. I mean, if anybody caught wind of our town, we'd be in quite quite rough shape. It's not that strong at the moment, but we remain secret enough. That's why we're very particular on who we
You would
take.
be wiped out.
Yes, we have to.
I have no doubt about
We have
that.
to operate in the shadows, if you will.
DM, do we know anything about the Onite clan that he's referring to? This kind of mistrust going on.
So when the war broke out, the Madrove and the Sedan joined forces and tried to combine the rest of the continent together to drive back the invaders. The Onite clan never showed up to fight that fight with the other clans. They were kind of squashed. So it was pretty much like the Madrove and the Sedan joined forces, and nobody else came to the call.
Okay.
When they were most needed.
They lit the beacon, and nobody arrived.
Oh.
And who were the two clans that did show up?
The Sedan and the Madrove
Madrove.
joined forces, and then that was it essentially, and then the rest fought on their own.
Or are in hiding.
Or are in hiding, correct?
Like the Onites.
Right. The Onites. The continent knows that the Onites have some of the strongest defenses, and so nobody's been able to penetrate their land.
Defense.
Yes, penetrate their defenses.
No defense penetration.
No defense penetration, folks.
I always feel bad for them for that.
Mm-hmm.
So Thomas, then you haven't really been doing too much trading with the Onites then. How are you getting supplies to the Sedan clan?
Well, my supplies are primarily people at this point. Derick tells me when I show up, and I take those people to our little town. Now, if you don't want to fight, or if you don't want to be a part of our cause, you're free to leave. I don't... Granted, I don't think there's a safe place outside of our town, but for people of your beliefs, from what Derick has told me.
How has the waters been with the Semet invaders?
It's dangerous. You have to stay close to the coast. And usually I travel only at night. So this has been a very risky affair. But when you break out of a prison and there's a ton of people looking for you, kind of urgent, I presume. They would have found you in no time, really. They would have gone door to door and hunted you down. So we had to leave when we did. And then the issue at the docks with those cocks was quite loud.
Please, the vulgarity. There's a woman present.
Well,
Aye.
Don't talk about the dwarf that way.
Aye.
well, if you'll excuse me all, I'm going to get back to the helm over here, make sure that we don't go into any rocks, and get you all safe. Probably got another, I don't know, few hours. Probably got some time to get some shut-eye, if you will, or, do your thing if you wish, but I'm gonna get back.
Just need a bucket.
You need a bucket as well?
Yeah, I just need a bucket.
Look around, there's buckets. There's plenty of buckets. Go grab a bucket. And
All right.
How many
He-
buckets
He
do I
sits
see?
on Locke's bucket.
Hey, stay away from your bucket.
I grab a
Also,
bucket too.
Girl, I didn't quite catch your name. What was your name?
My name?
Aye,
Yeah, Danan.
Danan. Okay, it was very nice to meet you, Danan. I don't recognize. You don't look like. You sound all entirely from here.
You can't tell she's an elf.
Well, she doesn't. She seems somewhat elf, but yes. But you don't sound. Your accent sounds different.
Oh,
What
Are you
does it
gonna-
sound like?
yeah.
Just.
Should I go elsewhere? That's what
Oh
I'm saying.
no! I'm just curious if
Okay.
you're if
Just
if
making
you're
sure.
not from this this area. That's all. But never mind. None of my business. None of my business. I
Or something against elves?
don't have anything against elves. I just told you Sarah's an elf.
Only foreigners?
No, nothing against foreigners. That's
What about my accent?
Just
there,
wondering.
mate?
Yeah.
your accent. I mean, you
You have a funny
your
accent.
My accent.
Is beautiful.
Thank
It
you.
is different, actually.
I
I find it's very
beautiful.
strange. But okay, never mind.
Thank
Okay,
you.
anyways, my apologies. I did not mean to offend you. All right. I enjoy your free travels to safety. I'm going to go back to the. See you later. And he just kind of walks away, eating his apple.
You see how he is
Load of
eating
that
his
guy,
apple?
huh?
That's the way a dick
Yeah.
eats an apple.
Exactly.
He kind of like hears you as he walks away. What a
Sure.
fucking jerk. Kind of cuts the wheel really hard, really quick, and like shakes the boat.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute there. Danon, please.
Yeah.
Oh, away from these hooligans, if you will.
I'm puking in a bucket.
Oh. Oh.
You seasick.
You could have just
That's why you
puked
need
over
to
the
fight.
side.
I didn't think about that. I went for the
Is it
bucket.
blood?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go with
Alright,
the elf.
I pull her, Danon, to the side, or at least like to the back of the boat. So, obviously, you think I'm a half elf here. That's why I look human to you. My mother, my lineage, you know, it was as such a human elf relationship. I'm curious. We don't see a lot of your kind here on the island, at least. To what he was saying was a little true. Your accent is a little funny.
Yeah.
Are you? So, are
Well,
you from these parts?
I'm not, but I'm an elf.
Okay. You've got some gifts there. Be careful with those.
Yeah. I'm trying to. I'll try not to explode anything else. At least
Yeah.
not the cheap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that it?
That was it. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, we go back.
Yeah.
Kind of.
How you doing there, Dwarf? I slap him on the back.
I did dinner.
He's doing fine.
Is everybody away from you right now, Fred?
So where everybody's kind of positioned, if you'd like, actually, minus the cannons, guys. There's no cannons on this ship. Okay, so I'll give you a little idea of what the boat looks like, just without the cannons. As we set sail.
Is there any like extra cloth?
Okay, I was about to say
Material.
this is definitely longer than
Yeah,
25
this is
feet.
definitely longer than 25 feet. But just deal with it. use
No, this is perfect.
use your imagination.
I will.
25 feet would have been a really hard space to keep people separate on.
Yeah.
I've taken 25-foot sailboats out, and those
Well,
are
let's see. This
those
is
are tiny.
they're not that big. I mean, this is what from top to bottom. This is what 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Yeah, okay. So yeah, this is
like
this
80
is like
feet.
80 feet. But
Yeah.
yeah, you get the idea.
Yeah,
Maybe I had.
It's a skiff.
It's a skiff. There you go.
it's perfect. It's
Perfect.
perfect.
Don't mind the blood or the cannons.
All right.
Is there any cloth or like sail or extra kind of material that I could use to fashion a hood?
So there is. I mean, there is a sail. That's kind of that's. There's
Like
two.
a spare sail, or would I just be knifing
You'd
like the
you'd
sail?
be kind of knifing the sail. You look around. We're just gonna use theater of the mind here. You look around and you do see some like blankets.
Did you say 25
This
feet
is not.
though?
It's about 25 feet. Use this as just so you can pretend you're on a ship. All right.
Reference.
This is a much more accurate portrayal of a boat that a group of people would find themselves on and be able to walk around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
good.
this is just deal with it, all right? But the idea here is
It's about 100 feet. It's about 100
it's not a
feet.
100-foot boat. It's a smaller boat. I can shrink. Do you want me to
Hey,
shrink the picture?
leave it go. DM in his heart.
Find me a
I will
dinghy.
shrink the picture if you'd like. I just wanted you.
Shrink his character bubble.
Yeah.
No, just make me giant. Just make me giant.
All right.
This is totally fun. I dig the size of this boat.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm completely cool with the size of the boat. If this is the size of the boat.
Yeah, it's just the initial judgment was a little off.
Yeah.
Like, you're not allowed to take more than like 5 or 6 people out on a 23-foot sailboat when you rent one. So
It's the
this
party.
This is good.
You guys are.
This is
You know,
good.
you're doing what you got to do. All right. So we'll say it's this size. All right. The boat is now 100 feet.
I like this size. It looks
Yeah.
good.
The boat's 100 feet. Go with it.
Okay. So, where are we?
We're on a 100-foot
I
boat.
was trying to ask if
Thomas,
there was
where
any
are we?
materials I could use to fashion a hood.
So yeah, there's some that you could either cut something out of the actual sail itself, but there is some like kind of looks like very dirty blankets and stuff that are on the ground, like cloth, like tattered, ripped about the boat.
Perfect. I'll use some dirty blankets to try and make a hood while we're sailing.
Thomas, do you have any gear or
How
anything?
are my knitting
that's-
skills?
So-
or what's it called? Sewing.
Well, you also don't forget you have your green cloak that has a hood on it as well.
Oh, that has a
Yeah.
hood on it? I thought it was just a cloak.
Yes.
It is a.
I'm
But it
gonna
also
Also
grab.
want to make a dirty hood.
Hooded cloak.
Double hood.
I'm going to grab one blanket, and I'm going to use prestidigitation,
Ooh, there we go.
and I'm gonna just clean it a little bit.
Okay.
And put on just
Awesome.
a little bit. Yeah. Is anybody else grabbing a blanket?
Cold doesn't bother me.
I'm cutting mine apart.
I'll just
Thomas kind of looks down.
clean as
You know,
yours
there's
as well.
beds below with blankets, and he just kind of looks back.
Bunch of dumbasses.
I go down below deck.
And start cutting up all
So
the.
I go.
Okay, you go below deck, Josh, and there's four.
Open
there's
up the mattress and
there's-
put myself inside like a tauntaun.
There's four beds below, and there is a table that is in the corner with a kind of like a booth set up. So it's a booth where it has enough for 2 people to sit on each side, and then the table, which is up against the wall, and then there's 4 beds below. Other than that, there's a little area, like a little pantry with some food that you see in the corner. There's some oil lanterns that are lit below, so it's not completely dark. And then you can also see out there. There's some windows, not windows, but what am I thinking here? Some portholes, if you will, that you can see outside and see the waves. You notice that the waves are getting a little bit like as you get below, you can kind of really feel the motion of the ocean, if you will, and it's getting a little bit more rough.
Ooh, did it
Out of
just get a little
curiosity,
warm?
are they straw mattresses or just feather? Like the material doesn't matter. Are they mattresses?
They're like feather mattresses.
All right, I'm gonna grab one mattress and stack it on top of the other, and then bunk up
Hey,
on
hey,
that.
There's 4 mattresses.
Yeah, well, my
There's
back hurts.
There's 5 people here.
Yeah, well, my back hurts.
Well, I guess we can't really count locks.
Yeah,
Is
he's
he
got
just
a
a-
barrel.
He's
He's
got
still up
he's got
there.
his barrel. I get that. But there's 4 of us then still.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah. I continue to just climb onto the mattresses.
Yeah.
I stumble like down the stairs into the lower deck, just like holding on to the wall, trying to stabilize myself, and then holding my hand over my mouth.
Oh, get this lad another bucket.
Is Is Cal right now lying on both mattresses?
Yes, he is.
Okay, I'm gonna toss him.
Okay. I'm gonna have Josh roll for strength. Our first roll of the night.
Can I roll for acrobatics?
This kind of I'm gonna
Just
say
in
he kind of
case.
element of surprise on this one.
I'm looking right at him.
Well, you didn't really expect him to do it. Let's see what. I kind of picture you kind of like this right now, just kind of looking up.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
Wait, does that mean I have advantage?
No, just roll normal.
Damn it. 6.
A 6. Okay, so you go to like pull the mattress he's laying on up, and like as you do it, you're not like prepared for like
Get off!
him, like the weight that he is.
No.
And like you go to shake it, and he's just kind of like he looks at you, he's like, what he goes from this to like.
Hey, man, my back.
Share the mattresses with everyone.
You can have the frame.
What? Nobody gives a shit about the frame.
You're right. So what's the problem?
We want the mattress.
Who's we? It seems like you're on your own little expedition here, mate. I'm gonna slap him.
Slap me from like laying down.
Yeah, just like a slap across just a light little.
Okay.
Should I roll for sleight of hand?
Yeah,
or something?
I like that. Roll for sleight of hand. I dig it.
Is that sleight of hand really?
Sure, it makes sense to me.
That's not an attack
Kind
roll.
of makes sense to me. I don't think he's gonna deal any damage on a slap to you, Josh.
No.
Well,
Now
I mean that
you
would
all
be
roll initiative.
one
Yeah,
damage.
roll
That's a
initiative.
total. That's a 17 to slap.
Okay, so you literally just, as he's kind of like pulling, you're just like, hey, and right across his face, leaving a really red handprint right on his face, and he kind of looks at you very, very startled.
I need these tonight.
Wow.
Tonight, do you have someone coming over?
Quite possibly, yeah. Other than the 4 of you.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not too many of us on this boat for you to.
No. But I need them, so I kind of slide off, and I pull one up, and I get in, and I make myself a sandwich.
Wait, so you just need a blanket?
I kind of cut mine up there, mate.
This is great.
I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss of words.
You can have my dirty tattered hood that I made. It's Final Cut Pro, right? So
Um,
Just gonna lay down here on the floor, guys.
I'm gonna offer it. I'm gonna dangle it out from underneath one of my mattresses. Drop it on the floor. All right.
This has been very eventful.
This- So now we suddenly have 3 mattresses available.
Oh, you have 2 mattresses available because I'm using 2.
Dwarf,
I'm on
do you
the
need a
ground.
mattress?
I'm actually really good right now. I'd prefer not to move at all.
So he's just on the ground.
I'm just on the ground.
So
In the bed
So
frame.
just to ask really quick, you have 3 people below, and then Danon and are Grung are upstairs, Locks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up still on the.
So
Are you in the bucket?
so there's still
I'm still in the.
Okay, I'm gonna just sit next to you, and I will. Can I sit here?
Of course, princess, anytime.
Okay, and I'm gonna just like make myself a burrito and just like kind of like snuggle there.
Against his bucket? Against the
I guess
barrel?
I guess there's like a boxer maybe that is next to me. I don't know what is that,
Yeah.
but there's something. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a tantrum and throw the other 2 mattresses on top of Cal. And be like, fine, you want all the fucking mattresses? Here's a mattress. Here's a mattress. And then I go over to this bench, and I sit down, and I fall asleep that way.
Fall asleep sitting down.
So now you have 3 mattresses.
On top
He's got
of me.
4. I threw 4. I threw the other 2
I
on
have
top.
all the mattresses. I'm gonna wait for him to fall asleep, and then I'm gonna slide out from underneath my mattress, take my tattered little dirty blanket, and toss it over his lap, and then go back to all 4 of my mattresses and curl up on top.
So while you guys are
Wholesome.
up top, you guys see Thomas. He pulls out a stargazer. I think that's what that's called, like a star compass, whatever the hell those things are. You know, those things are like this, and they go like.
That sounds right. Like a star
Yeah, I think
compass.
it's sure. We'll roll with
Yeah.
that, folks. In this world, there's star compasses. All right, and then he's looking
I
at
want
the
one.
sky. And he's kind of like, you can see him kind of like writing something with dipping in an ink pen, and kind of like looks like he's kind of plotting a course. And then you can see him. He grabs like a rope. Oh, it is a rope. He grabs a rope, and then he ties it to the wheel. And then he grabs another one. He ties it to the wheel so the wheel won't move. And then he kind of folds up the thing, puts it on this table, and he starts walking down towards Lox and Danon. And he sits Indian style across from the two of you, and he just kind of pulls out another apple and starts peeling it and eating it in front of you. But it's really dark. Only the moon at this point is kind of giving you guys any light on the deck.
He's doing that? Okay. I'm gonna be just sitting looking at him.
How far away is he?
I'd say he's about maybe 4 or 5 feet away. If you want me to use my handy dandy map, I would say he's probably right around here, leaning up against these barrels, looking at you guys. About
Okay.
8 to 10 feet away. I'll say that.
All right. Princess, are you hungry?
Yeah, kind of.
Hey, Tommy boy,
Kind of.
do you have any extra apples?
Oh, of course, apples are my favorite treat. He kind of reaches in. Do you want a green one or a red one?
Why don't you give her one or the other? It doesn't matter to me. I'm not hungry, but the lady is.
Green apple, red apple. Red. All right, and he kind of like hits it off his bicep, and he kind of like pushes it towards you, and it pops in the air in your direction.
What
Thank
a
you.
douche.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Tommy, you mentioned that the Yugan tribe was getting the hair all ruffled. What was that about?
Well, I don't know. The Drow, and then the elves. Well, you got the ones that are up high and the ones that are below, but it's been interesting because the Drow have somehow taken back a lot of their area below the ground under some ruler. I mean, there's been rumors coming about, but the elves are still very much under control, it seems, that I've heard from the Semet followers. So it's been almost like a civil war between the two, but they're all one. It's just been chaos over there. I guess there's just been a lot of night raids and murder, and it's been pretty much chaos. A lot of in-clan fighting, if you will, but also throw the Semet worshippers on top of it. It's not a safe area. It's been like that for a few months now.
Do you know if the Thieves Guild is still operating?
The Thieves Guild. I wouldn't, honestly. I haven't heard or seen anyone from that guild in quite some time. Almost as if they've vanished. At least I haven't heard any words. Hopefully I don't see them, because I have some goods on the ship, obviously.
Well, I'm sure they
Referring
have
to us, right?
Well, you and other things.
What one honest man told another honest grung. What other valuables do you have on the ship?
I have some ore that I was trading. Where we're going, we would do a lot of ore mining. We were able to find that. That's pretty much been our resource as of late, to fund our endeavor and hopefully persuade those to join the cause. Gold is gold, right? So we're hoping to find those that might fight, if not for cause, but for purpose.
So in your cause, the Sedan clan, are they considering the Yugan clan opposition, or?
Well, the Sedan clan, first off, where I'm taking you isn't necessarily the Sedan clan. It's just where the Sedan territory once was. There's a couple that are there from the Sedan clan, but mostly it's just kind of people from all over the continent that have decided to join the cause, that have been able to muster over there, or found their way even. But it's quite the collection of different people. I think there might be actually 2 people for this time. Most of the people from the Sedan clan got wiped out, and those who didn't fled into the woods, and we haven't seen many of them.
Well, it sounds like you're going to need a lot more than 30 people then, yeah?
Many more.
I'm going to hop out of my bucket naked. Tell me, Tommy, where would one use the bathroom aboard this ship?
That bucket.
Or just pee over the border.
I don't want to. It's kind of there's a hole, I guess, on the lower level, in a room that just is going into a bucket, but
similar to a glory hole.
I'm not really sure how much glory you get out of any holes, but
well, now I can tell you've never been to the Thieves Guild, Tommy.
That I have not. But I have encountered some on my travels, but not in a long time.
All right. I'm going to walk off and try to find this hole that you speak of.
Okay. So you go below deck. So you go below deck, and you notice that there's 4 mattresses that are pretty much piled up on top of our half elf ranger over here, and you. He's kind of made a little fort out of them at this point. And then you see our Loke in the corner, kind of with his arms crossed, kind of a very sour expression on his face, but his eyes are closed. And then Brall has passed out with his head in the bucket. Did you pass out, Brall? Or are you?
I'm lying downstairs on the hard wooden floor.
So you're on the hard wooden floor.
If I move, I'm gonna vomit again.
So you're very much wide awake at this point, so you can hear little tiny footsteps coming downstairs as our Grungfen comes down to the lower levels, leaving Thomas and Danan upstairs alone.
Oh, don't worry about that. I want to talk to him.
Okay.
All right. While you guys are talking, I'm just going to be looking around, see if I see anything worth of value.
Okay. So as you look around, you see a door in the corner, and you can kind of make out that that's probably the captain's quarters, where Thomas probably stays. But looking around, you just see a pantry with some food. It's half open. There's some dirty plates below it, and there's some flies buzzing about. Tied to some beams are some bags of apples. Some are half rotten. And then you can kind of see in the corner in some boxes, and you can muster some. You see ore that he was speaking about, but just some that have kind of fallen out of these boxes.
Anything suspicious? Anything out of the ordinary? Anything that would make me feel uneasy about Tommy?
Roll in.
He's got way too many apples.
He doesn't want scurvy. I would say you don't really notice anything that really makes you uneasy about Tommy. You kind of get an idea that he's kind of a guy who doesn't like conflict but respects the cause, if you will, and is willing to do his part outside of violence.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to grab 3 apples then, head back to where the children are with their fort, and just kind of throw them in the room. Eat up, boys. It's going to be a long night.
So you touched the apples, and then gave them the apples.
I threw them in the room.
Okay.
Wait, but were you holding the apples like specific?
I'm a naked grung, so I just threw the apples in the room.
So
Are you getting what's happening here? That you're poisonous?
I am. I was
just
hoping
touched
nobody else.
DM. Yeah.
I mean, I was hoping that nobody else was.
sorry.
Yes.
I wanted to clarify that you meant to do that, and now that I know that you're going to be doing things like that, all right. Sorry.
Yeah. From here on out, I know I'm poisonous.
Here on out, we know you're poisonous. Okay, sorry about that.
But I still throw them in the room, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. So you get.
I just I kind of open my eyes and I notice that he's got his wiener hanging out. I'm like, fuck, man, put on some pants.
I'm snoring loudly.
I mean, I know that you're grung, but I could still see your penis.
You're welcome. And then I just walk away.
Where'd his bucket go? I mean,
I'm not eating those apples.
The waves are getting a little bit more rocky and picking up. You can kind of feel the.
what's wrong with them? I'm gonna jump down off of my mattress fort and pick up an apple. Why?
Okay. So when you pick up the apple, you feel a burning sensation in your hand. Roll a d20 for me.
Hot. It's a spicy apple.
It's a Constitution, right?
Yeah, Constitution D12.
Constitution. Yeah, 13 total.
So then he has to roll better than D12, right? So it burns a little bit, but then it subsides. You're just kind of like,
ow. Whoa, what's with those apples? That guy's eating those? What the hell is he? You guys. I think this captain of the ship is a demon. This apple just burned my hand. I shake Loke. Loke, we are in danger.
What?
I go and I shake the dwarf laying on the ground. We're in danger.
What is it?
Well, we're in the house.
Locks cost you the apple, right?
Yeah?
Why don't you put 2 and 2 together?
What do you mean?
Locks is poisonous.
He's poisonous? What do you mean he's poisonous? Like a what?
Like he poisoned you.
Like his skin. It's just what's the word?
He secretes it like his
Secretes.
sweat.
Exactly. Why do you think I dipped my arrows into his bath water? Yeah.
I definitely did not see that.
Check the last episode.
Yeah, I definitely did not see that.
It was pretty clever.
So now
Well,
you essentially just poisoned yourself, but you seem to be doing okay.
it kind of stung a little.
Maybe you should pick up that one right there. It's on the other floor.
I'm going to kick it at him. Yeah, well, that's enough learning for one night.
So right now, everybody but Danon is downstairs, and Thomas. Thomas looks over to Danon. Why don't you get some shut eye? Might be best.
Okay.
Might be best if you go below deck and get some shut eye and relax.
No, I'm okay. Are you going to sleep?
Soon. No, that's why I tied up the. What do you call it? The wheel over here.
Compass?
I feel a little uneasy about him being our captain.
I'm not. Well, he can't hear you. You're downstairs.
I know. I'm just sorry. It's meta.
So, is that a sky compass?
It is. I've had it for quite some time. I didn't always have a ship, you know. Learning my way around.
Okay. Is it difficult to learn how to use it?
Not really. He kind of pulls it out and hands it to you. If you point it up, You see that star right there, over there?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not that one. The one over to the right. The little bit over to the right.
Okay.
That one. Yes. Okay, so that one. See
Got
how
it.
it connects to. If you go to the right, and then you go up to. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's north. So if you know where north is, then you'll know how to go west, because west is that way. And that's where we're going. We're going northwest.
Okay.
So I'm making sure that we keep following that star, but in that direction. At least that's what I've learned over the years.
Okay. Okay, so is there anything else that I need to know about this sky?
Well,
With this?
the gods, obviously, in the sky. I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with the various constellations. But,
Can you point it out
well, you
to
have
me?
Aaron, and he points to the east. You see Aaron? You can see the symbol. You see it's a.
Do I see the symbol? Is
You
he
see
bullshitting me?
So you're familiar with all these same gods, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so Aaron, you can kind of tell that he's bullshitting a little bit because the symbol of Aaron is a black star on a gray background.
Okay.
So he's kind of like, you see that over there? That's the symbol of Aaron, the constellation. And then he's kind of like, you can't tell like he doesn't know. Pretty much, he kind of just knows north. You can ask surmise.
Yeah.
But he's
Inside check.
right. Yeah. What'd you roll?
2. Okay, so that's with so that's 17.
Okay, so yeah, you totally know that he's not that experienced of a sailor, and that you also know that he's trying to tell you the constellation, but he doesn't really know that much about the night sky. But he was telling the truth about the North Star and how to find that, but he doesn't really know much else. But you get an idea that he's a nice guy, and he's just trying to come off more confident than he actually is.
Okay. Well, is this okay if I stay here? And I'll just make sure that we are pointing to the right direction.
Sure, that's fine. He kind of pulls out the stargazer and he gives it back to you. I trust you with this. Then I'm gonna go below and get some shut eye. If for some reason we need to move or do anything, or you see anything, and he also pulls out a telescope and hands that to you, like a little pull out one. Hands that to you. If you see anything, just wake me. But until then, I surmise we have about 9 or 10 at this point, judging by the sky. Probably got another few 7 or 8 hours to go. So see
that direction.
So we'll just make sure that the wheel doesn't move, and if there's big waves, then maybe wake me.
Okay.
All right.
Will do.
He gets up, stands up, he kind of brushes off his pants, tosses the apple core over the side, and opens the latch and starts walking down. Half his body is down. He looks at you. Well, good night, Danon. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for the apple.
No problem. There's more downstairs. There's more downstairs.
Thank you.
And he heads off downstairs.
So, for the next 4 hours, I think I will try to follow instructions and try to understand a little bit of the sky.
Okay.
And this here, so.
All right, so you're studying the sky and kind of looking for constellations. You do notice there's a strange cloud, okay, in the northwest, if you will. I'm like pointing like you know what direction I'm pointing in. The northwest. You notice that there is a cloud that's it's a very gray cloud, foggy, low, close to the water, and the boat's kind of heading into that direction as you guys are sailing through.
Okay.
And is the rest of the group?
I won't do anything else.
Okay, is the rest of the group sleeping at this point?
I'm making my way back to my bucket so I can go to sleep.
Upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay, so while you're stargazing, you see a naked grung walking by, and he just kind of looks at you, hops in his little bucket. That's what you wish to do, I guess, and enters his bucket.
Interlude. Good night, princess. Let me know if there's anything to wake up for, yeah?
I'm just studying the stars. There's a big cloud, though. That is, I don't know if. I guess it's okay. So I'll just. Good night. Yes. And I'll just turn around and just keep trying to,
So as
drive.
the rest of the group, Carla, roll a d20 for me.
Sure.
So as the four of you sleep, and Thomas, so 5, I guess, an hour goes by, and then Carla, roll.
Did Thomas want a mattress?
Plus anything?
Or did he have one in the cabin?
He wanted
got
his
his own.
captains. He wanted his quarters. What did you roll, Carla?
17 plus anything?
I just want to see why you roll a straight 20. So 17. So as you're watching, you're kind of fixated on this cloud, and you notice that the cloud is moving further back in the same direction that the ship is going. So you feel like, while everything else is coming towards you, so you feel like the cloud is going in the opposite direction. And it's now probably 50 or 60 feet in front of the boat. But still traveling in front of the boat.
Wait, Fred.
That's really fast.
Like 50 feet,
It's
feet,
like
like
here.
25 feet, like that skiff boat, or like actually 100 feet.
It's 50 feet. So we're gonna listen, guys. There's math is gonna be tough in this world.
math, and we, the god.
But you feel like, judging by the speed of the boat, you probably should have went through this cloud already, but that it's actually carrying with the waves.
Flux.
With the wind.
Yes,
Flux.
yes.
This is something wrong. There's. And I point. Look at that. It's going against the wind.
Against the wind.
But wouldn't it be
Alright.
going? Wouldn't it be
Just
going
starts
with the
humming.
wind because the boat's going with the wind?
Yeah, because the wind is blowing the boat.
Right. So it's just moving. Well, everything else is kind of like standing still, if you will. Like you're passing clouds above you, right? And you can see these gray clouds. This one is in particular moving with the boat, but
He's
50
coming
feet
towards us.
50 feet in front of the boat.
Yeah.
Rather ominously.
I never said against the one, but
Um,
All right, Princess, go get Tommy and the others. I'll grab the wheel. I'll grab the wheel.
okay.
so
I'll just go downstairs, start screaming, "There's a cloud! Help! I don't know. I broke it. I'm sorry. Something happened, and there's a cloud. And help!" And I'll just go back upstairs, and I'll just start jumping on top of the door of the
as you're doing
captain.
this, the cloud stops and the boat enters into the cloud, and all of the smoke and all of the cloud rather rushes you, Danan, and you kind of go into your mind. Okay, so now telepathically you hear a voice, and it's calling to you and saying Danan.
What? Okay.
And all you see right now is white.
I fall out of my bed. Ah, my back! My 4 beds.
4 cushions.
So while you fall out of your bed, Danan is in this kind of like this realm in her mind right now, and it's all pitch white. And when you take a step, you can kind of hear it go.
Is the cloud actually seeping into the below deck?
No, you see the cloud going into Danan as she's kind of just standing there, and her eyes are rolling back. And her,
Well, I don't see
you
that.
don't see
I'm
that. Sorry,
still down below.
but excuse me, Locks can kind of see that from his point of view, that the cloud is actually pouring into Danan while she's kind of standing there like this, and her eyes are just white.
I'm getting dressed as fast as I can, getting my bow as fast as I can.
What?
As fast as I can, as long as it's still happening, I'm raising my bow against
Danan. They're gonna
Danan.
kill me.
And I'm like, Princess, hey, are you still there?
Am I there?
You cannot hear him.
Fuck. They're gonna kill me.
Can we start making our way back upstairs?
So she's
there was a lot of screaming.
When she was jumping, she's now standing on top of the hatch that you guys are trying to push open, but she's standing directly on top of it.
Can I see that that's happening?
She's a little lady. There's shouldn't be any difficulty. Just don't have me do a strength check, please.
Now, Danan, while all this is happening, all this chaos, and you guys are kind of scrambling about the boat, Danan, you see a shadow. You can't really make it out, but it looks like it's in the form of a man, and it's all gray, and it's walking on this white plane, and there's no shadow beneath him, just a shadow walking towards you, but where his feet are, you can see puddles. Okay, and then it's completely like a cloud kind of walking towards you in the shape of a man. It's probably, not to get into feet again, it's probably about maybe 30 or 40 feet away from you as it walks. I'm getting better concept of feet, by the way, as we go through this game.
You should check out meters.
Yeah, check out meters. As it approaches, you can hear this voice, very deep, Danan.
Do I hear any of this, or is that all in her head?
It's all in her head.
Oh my god. Who are you?
That does not matter at this moment. What matters is the future. Can I call on you if I need you?
Who are you?
Friend. And you can see his hands kind of go like this. Like this, but...
Can I make a religion check?
bet it's Morgan.
That's 11.
11. Okay.
Yeah.
You sense a power. Okay, that you've never quite felt, in all of your knowledge of magic and everything that you've grown accustomed to. You sense a soothing power that is very ancient, but you've never felt this kind of strength, if you will, before. It's very powerful, and you recognize that it does have some deity aspect to it, but you're not entirely sure who. You're not entirely sure why or what.
Okay.
You,
Do I have any choice?
well, we all have choices, Danon. All I'm saying is, in the future, there's going to be a moment where I will need you. And if I can call on you, with your permission, will you allow it?
I have to ask you something first.
You can kind of like see his head kind of rise up, but you can't make out a face.
Are you the one who brought me here?
No, but I know who did.
Do you favor that person? Or are you against it?
Their motives I am not clear of. However, I will offer you protection, so long as you'll work with me if I need you.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, all the smoke dissipates, the white kind of sucks back, and then you're thrown back into reality. And then when you open your eyes, you just see the cloud dissipate into the air around you. Meanwhile, below you, they're trying to push open the door that you're standing on, while Lox is kind of scrambling, running towards you.
Just roll the other way.
Okay, and then it slams open, and you guys are able to go to the surface.
Right, so what's...
I turn to Lux and just look at him.
What's going on? What's happening?
Yeah.
I didn't see a thing.
We were
What was all the screaming?
I have nightmares sometimes. I don't know. Perhaps the princess could enlighten us if something did happen.
Are you guys pulling my leg? Is this like one of those
What's all this noise?
jokes?
You've got a little bit of
Ugh.
puke in your beard.
Yeah. I bet it smells.
It smells really bad.
It's, yeah.
I'd prefer you
You're
stop.
going to want to
breathing
use
on
some of that
face.
fresh water that
Yeah,
Rum
I
found.
apologize.
So Thomas kind of runs up and he goes, what is going on? Why is... First off, we have about 6 more hours and all of you will need your rest. Secondly, why are you're slamming on the door? What the hell is going on, Danon? The waves seem fine. We're still going in the right direction. Why am I awake?
I will go to the edge of the boat and puke.
Ah.
Okay, so you go to the edge of the boat and,
Well, that's
and
it.
puke. Not a.
And I will be
Right
like,
then.
I ate something. Apples.
It must have been the bad apples.
Those things are deadly. I'd know. All right, no shows here. I guess I'll tuck back in.
Sorry, guys. I just, I feel really bad. Maybe, I need some rest.
Maybe you should come down to the below deck. Have a rest on one of the mattresses.
No more apples.
Rest on one of the mattresses. Can you spare one mattress?
I
Cal?
got it. I got it.
For the love of gods.
Thank you.
All right, so the group goes below, and you guys finally get a night's sleep. While you do this, your first long rest, second of the campaign, but the first in this episode. All of you, congratulations, are now level 2.
Yay!
Yay!
So from the hardships that you've fought through on this journey so far, you're level 2. Each of you wake up with a renewed strength. Things that you've been thinking about over the course of the last, it's been time since even before we've begun our journey together. You've been thinking about different abilities, different ways to improve yourself, things that you've been working on. Finally, you wake up and things are clicking just at a different cylinder. When you wake up in the morning, Thomas, you can hear him above deck whistling, and you hear him shout out, "Land ho!" And now I bring to you our little town that we are moving to.
My back.
Nice.
So in the distance, you see a very small, on a cliff, there's maybe 7 or 8 buildings that you can make out, and a little bit of smoke coming from some chimneys that you can see in the distance on a cliff that's very high, probably at least 300 feet in the air, and it's basically on the edge of a cliff. Around it, you can see are some mountains and some trees, very very green, high top hills and things of that nature. Around this little town, kind of sheltering it in this little nook as you guys go onto the top deck.
What is the height in meters?
I can tell you.
It's big.
You guys live in some tight quarters here.
Danan,
looks like-
how tall would you say that?
Ooh, somebody just dropped.
Oh,
But
did we
it
just
is.
lose? Looks like
How
we just
many-
lost Terry.
All right, one moment, guys. I think now would be a good time as we're going into our next area to take a small little break. As we... Oh, no, Terry is
Hey.
back. Never mind. Do we need a break, Terry? You good?
I have no clue. It's been a little bit spotty here and there the entire time, but
Okay. Can you hear us
I
okay?
don't know. I can hear you guys. I can see you fine, but you froze for a minute, then it just shut off.
Okay. Hey, we're going to go through...
We're all in
Until
the
we
same
can all...
spot.
By the way, people that are watching, eventually we will all be, except for our dwarf companion over there, in the same room. He'll be video chatting in, and then we'll be playing and streaming live that way. But while quarantine and all the craziness is happening, this is it. So there will be problems, and it's okay.
Yeah.
But are you good, Terry, or do you want us to take a little break so you can kind of reset things?
I'm good. If you can see me and hear me, I'm good.
Yeah, I see and hear you fine.
Yeah.
Does anybody need a break right now while we're kind of entering into this next chapter?
Sure.
If it's a good place for a
Like
break
5.
and it doesn't make sense to break later, I'd say we should do it now.
Okay, let's take a
Agreed.
5. Let's give it's 9:00 Pacific time right now. So we've been going for about an hour and 15 minutes because we always get a late start. Seems like. So why don't we take a 5-minute break, and then we can hop back on in 5 minutes. Okay, guys.
Cool.
Choo choo.
All right.
Great.
See you all in 5 minutes.
Done. It's good.
Pew, 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 pew. We're back. All right. So, where we last left off, all y'all just woke up. Y'all had a crazy night together. And to Danan, you, after throwing up, going back to bed, everybody slept, waking up, you hear land ho, everybody rushes to the deck. You see a town built on essentially a cliffside that is surrounded by mountains, okay? And you can see a little bit of smokestacks coming from this town, and it's about 300 feet up on a cliff wall. As you get closer, you do notice that there is a winding stairs that are built into the cliffside that kind of go all the way up to the top of this, to where this little settlement is. Thomas is now getting closer and closer to the cliff.
Sure.
And that is where we will start back up our adventure.
Oh, look at all those stairs.
Thomas looks over. Yep, we're about to climb those.
I'm just glad to be back on solid Earth.
Well, Earth is fun. But just keep in mind, Dwarf, I might like you. Just be mindful. Derick did tell me where you originated from. Keep that close to your chest.
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to the dwarf.
I'm not even acknowledging.
I noticed. I was like,
I care so little of this Thomas person. I could care less about anything that he tells me.
Fair enough. So as he kind of notices like this blank stare on your face, and he's just kind of like, do you hear me?
He doesn't like you.
Oh, that's rude. I just gave you guys safe passage and pretty much saved your lives, and I gave you an apple. Well, her an apple, but looks like you've had your fair share of my apples. But with that being said, let's. This is the tricky part. I have to keep the boat out here, so y'all will have to get over there. Can you swim?
You don't have any small
we
boats?
use the boat?
Well, see, the cliff it's very dangerous. What you have to do is you have to get very close, and then when you get to the wall, you have to kind of get really close to. The current's a little. The boat will crash when you get to the cliff. It is a little dangerous, but no risk, no reward, right?
Wait,
You're right.
Are we supposed to climb up the cliff face, or there's a little bit of a shore area?
There is no shore. There's just the cliff. You see the staircase over there that starts. He's kind of like pointing it. You can kind of barely make.
We have to swim over to the staircase.
I hate stairs.
Yeah.
There's no dock, no nothing.
No dock. I'm gonna actually anchor here.
Who designed this place?
Well, we tried to make it as difficult as possible for the Semet followers to find us. The mountains kind of give us some closure.
But what about when you guys have to leave and go do anything at all?
Well, right now that's not really our priority. One thing at a time, Dwarf.
This is like a smuggling.
One thing at a time. He
trail.
goes over and he pulls a lever, and all of a sudden the anchor drops, and you hear. And it just drops, and then the boat just kind of.
I have some words to the Sara person to discuss. The technical disadvantages of being on a cliff next to the ocean like this.
Okay. Like I said, there's only 30 of us, so you can have that conversation. I'm sure if she's not too busy. I
thought she was very busy.
She's probably too busy, but that's neither here nor there.
Thomas, I'm starting to think that you may be not all there.
I'm definitely.
It's okay, Loke.
Somewhere.
It's okay, Loke. I've got some rope. We'll be fine.
Maybe we could tie some of your makeshift cloaks together and maybe.
Listen,
I was thinking we
Okay,
tie the
well,
mattress to our backs, so if there's a wave, it just hits the mattress, and we'll be fine against the cliff.
So I've done this plenty of times. We're starting up the current, so it'll take us close to, and you just kind of have to. Once you find the pocket, you'll know you're in it, and it'll take you right up to the stairs. But there's a little rope to hold on to as soon as you get close to the stairs. If you miss that, you might be in trouble.
Good thing I've also got rope.
I'll follow your lead then, Thomas.
All right, and you can just see him kind of go over to the side, and he starts climbing down this rope that's on the side of the boat, and he jumps in, and you can kind of see the waves carry him over, and he gets smaller and smaller as he gets closer to the cavern or the cliffside. And he goes, "I got it!" You can hear it, but you hear more like, "I got it!" And he grabs the rope, and then he starts pulling himself up, and he is now standing on the side of the cliff and starts walking up the stairs. And he goes, "Hurry up, would ya?" Except it sounds more like, "Hurry up, would ya?"
I want to nudge Loki and be like, "He should have called you a bluff," and then dive in after him.
Okay. I
turn to the rest of the group and ask, do we want to leave our stuff here, or do we want to jump in the water with all of our gear?
I just...
If I recall, there was a couple of small rowboats on the deck of the ship, right?
There was a couple rowboats, but
so perhaps we should lower one of those down and maybe go that way.
Now you trust Thomas very much, so
do I?
You do.
You do
trust Thomas.
He's like your best friend.
Blindly.
You blindly follow Thomas. You trust him very much from your.
It's not like we would, steal the boat or anything like that, right?
This man's brilliant. He's a brilliant man. We should follow him. Although I'm gonna take a mattress with me to float all my gear on.
Okay. So it is made of feathers. So you take this mattress and the water.
Oh, does it?
It gets waterlogged. Did you jump in, or what are we doing here?
I jumped in. I can breathe underwater, so I'm fine. I jumped in.
So you jump in, and
perhaps actually we should take one of these barrels. Okay. Take a barrel.
Forgot your barrel.
Put some stuff in the barrel, and then swim with the barrel alongside, so that way we're not carrying all of my. Like me with my armor, I would probably drown. So.
And then you can kind of hear hear from the shore, "Quit your worrying." Jump.
He has no idea about physics.
So right now I'm gonna have our ranger Yukalo roll for, what do I want you to roll for?
Tell me.
I will have you roll for performance.
All right. Oh, that is going to be a total of 6.
with your +4?
Yeah. I just got a 2.
Okay, and I'm going to also have our grung friend.
Are they big waves?
Lots. I'm going to have you roll for performance as well.
Okay. Any bonuses since I can breathe underwater and swim?
Let's see here. Does it say you can? Where is that?
Yeah, it's under amphibious. You can breathe air and water.
Is that under features and traits on amphibious?
Yeah.
Okay. You can breathe air. You can breathe air and water. So yeah, I'm gonna have you roll with advantage.
Okay. Well, a natural 20 + 1.
Okay. So You are cruising, but you can kind of see that behind you, Cal is struggling, and the current is taking him really fast. And as he is as he's going by you, you have to make the decision of reaching out and grabbing him or letting him pass.
Okay. How big is he?
So
I'm 5'8" and like 185.
Yeah.
All right. I'll swim past him on the other side and just start pushing and swimming as I push.
Okay.
Yeah, because if I grab him, I think he'll probably take me with
Okay,
him. So
roll a d20 for me, Cal.
Do I add anything?
Poison.
Dexterity. It's a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, thank goodness. 13.
Okay. And then I'm gonna have Locks roll for strength. We need music, man. Music would make the scene so much more impactful.
9.
9. Okay, so you're holding him, and you guys are kind of at a steadfast right now, and you can see from the deck, the rest of the group sees Cal struggling and kind of waving his arms as they're slowly getting sucked into the current, but right now Locks is kind of keeping him in that position where they're kind of like treading water right there, but you can see that they're definitely in a short moment they might both be swept away.
All right. Dwarf, help me with this boat. The dinghy.
I'm already loading the boat up.
All right, we need to get this out there so that we don't have our companions drowned.
I hop in the boat with my gear.
Okay, is everybody getting in the boat, or what's the?
I mean, if it's a rowboat, it's only gonna fit 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, they're.
Okay. I thought that we're still in the boat.
I will hold on to the boat, but I will be swimming alongside it.
Okay, so right now inside the boat is Brall, and then are you, Danon, jumping in the boat as well, or what are you doing?
No, into the water,
Okay.
next to it.
So you're gonna be on the other side of the rowboat.
Yeah.
So right now we have Brall inside the boat, while Danon's holding one side, and Loki's holding the other. As you guys are you get swept up in the current, and the boat's heavy. Okay, there is the paddles inside. Brall, are you using those, or are you just sitting?
Yep.
Okay, so as you're using those,
Rowing my little dwarven.
okay, so I'm gonna have all 3 of you with your powers combined.
Strong.
With your powers
Your
combined,
strong arms.
roll for strength.
Or
Oh, no.
It's plus anything. It just.
Strength.
Oh, okay. So no, 9.
Rolled a natural 1.
What's
Oh
he
my
doing?
god! So
What's he doing?
wow, this is crazy. So as you guys are trying to like hold this boat, the boat flips up off of a wave. Brall goes flying into the air, and the boat turns upside down, and you guys lose your grasp on it, and the boat gets swept away, and then it crashes into, you can see some rocks, and just shatters everywhere. You guys are now getting swept with the current, and you are coming close up to Locks, and you guys are all getting very close to one another.
Can I make another saving throw?
Question.
Yeah.
For everybody watching, sorry, I have a puppy. We're streaming at home. Quarantine life.
we are in a pickle.
Yeah, and on
That's
top of
funny.
that, if we get into an area close to Locks, is the entire water around him poison?
Oh shoot!
Uh,
he. Oh no, he's just pushing on. Okay,
Okay,
cool,
so-
no problem. No skin.
That's a good question, Carla, and I guess we'll find out, right? So as you guys are getting swept up towards Locks, you're still pushing. What are you going to do as you see the rest of your compadres coming closer to you?
So they're no longer in a boat, and everybody's getting swept away, or they're in the boat and they're getting
The
swept
boat's
away.
gone. Boat's trash. Completely just destroyed.
Okay.
I think I can tread water.
The
Maybe.
current's taking you so right now Locks is the only thing stopping you, Cal, from going with this current. But the others are caught in the current, but they're coming up towards you guys.
Are we against the rocks?
There's rocks probably 20 feet. If the current takes you, you guys are going towards the rocks. But
Are there pieces of wood or anything that people could grab onto from the boat?
the boat is past you.
Oh, it's not shattered or
The
anything.
boat's shattered.
I had rope.
But it shattered past you.
Got it.
Well, how far? Sorry.
I would say brace for impact because it looks like we're all screwed.
How far away is the rope to climb?
So where you guys are, it's probably about 30 feet away.
All right. Can I make a saving throw that I might be able to speak and not just be drowning?
So I will say while he's holding you, you kind of regain some of your composure. Roll again for performance.
9.
Plus 4 or just 9?
Yeah. No, just that's 9 total. I rolled a 5.
Okay, so
We're on
you
fire.
are able to tread water, but you're unable to. It frees up Locks from having to hold you, and you're able to tread water.
Locks, take this rope. Tie it to the other rope.
And do that. All right.
So your capabilities of swimming, as they're approaching pretty fast. It's going to be a mad dash in order to do that. While you're doing that, you can see you're kind of popping up and swimming towards the shore. You can see Thomas come back down, and he tosses the rope, and it goes about 15 feet. So to help you out, and I'm going to have you roll. This is it. Locks. I'm gonna have this is the campaign, guys.
This is it.
This might be the shortest lived campaign
We
ever.
all die.
I'm gonna have you roll.
We're dead.
Roll for survival.
Me?
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, survival, the skill. Sorry. I freaked out a little bit.
Me?
Okay. Any advantage, or is this just a straight?
This is straight because you're in a panic right now.
All right. 12.
Okay. So you reach it. I was just anything over 10 on that roll, so I'm okay with it. So you reach it, and you're able to very quickly, poorly, you don't know the strength of this, but tie a knot with the thing. Now, the other side of the rope is with Cal. Cal, what are you doing?
I tied it around my waist.
Okay, so you tied it around the waist. The group is now passing you.
So I'm waiting.
They're
I'm waiting for them to come close and then to try to bear hug.
Okay.
Kind of deal.
They're all separate right now, so nobody's touching each other. What do you? So it's just.
Can you swim?
Can we swim
The
closer?
current is bad. Where you guys got out of the pocket that you were supposed to stay in, that was supposed to take you to, and you guys are now just in this crazy current. So, but you're within arm's reach. So Brall and Danon and Loki are all within arm's reach of each other right now.
Take my hand.
Mission out.
And okay, so everybody grabs hands, and I'm gonna have you all roll for one chance here. This is it. I'm gonna have you guys roll for survival together with inspiration. So roll a d4 on top of your roll.
All right.
I'm giving you
Dig
inspiration.
it. All right, survival.
Teamwork, because there's a good teamwork
Plus
moment.
what?
So you guys get plus
Plus what?
plus a D4.
Oh, 30, 20.
Okay,
Nice.
21.
21, and then our blood hunter.
7.
Okay, and then
14.
okay. So you reach your hand out, Cal, and then grabbing your hand is Brall, who grabs you very strong, who grabs Danan, and then Danan reaching out slips, misses Loki. However, as she misses, she kicks her foot around, and then he grabs her foot. All of you are within in a line right now. The current is pulling you hard, and you see Thomas on the dock, kind of pulling in this rope as Lox kind of swims over to the side and starts kind of standing there observing him pulling this rope. And you guys slowly are brought into the staircase, where each of you are helped up one by one onto the cliffside.
Had to do the Spider-Man.
Swimming!
All of my gear.
Almost kill us.
You should have worn it like me.
That was intense.
We survived.
You guys survived. I can't believe how crazy that got. I did not anticipate that.
That was way worse than I imagined getting into a rowboat.
Yes.
That rowboat was toast, though.
Oh, that was great.
So Thomas kind of looks at you.
All right.
You were supposed to jump into the pocket. Like I said, the pocket.
Yeah.
The pocket.
I just nod enthusiastically.
So all of you are kind of out of breath. No one's severely injured, but you guys are definitely tired from that. Except for Lox. Lox, you're kind of like, you're all right. You're doing okay. So as you guys continue up to the staircase, it takes you.
Did we lose all of our gear?
The stuff that was in the boat. Whatever. What did you guys put in the boat?
That was
Almost there.
I put everything.
We could go try to get it. Or maybe they have stuff in this town.
Whatever you put in the boat is gone. So I will have you mark your sheets accordingly, and Scout's honor and trust. And I know you're probably in tough shape there.
How big was the box that I was given?
The box was about this big.
So something it's something I could have like kept on me.
Yeah, that's something you could have kept on you.
So
Yeah.
okay.
Good.
Like I had like at least some kind of like satchel type pockets.
I don't know if you're carrying.
That I held
are
on
you
me.
carrying a book bag, or do you have?
I had a backpack too.
But did you put the backpack?
If we
Guess I
were-
could've-
Did you put the backpack in the boat?
I think I did. I think, to be honest, I think I would have to keep it out of the water and not drag me down.
If we were being pulled into rocks by the current, our stuff should be pulled into rocks by the current.
They're just large rocks that are like jagged out, sticking out of the water.
Oh, it's not like a jetty.
No, they're just like large rocks that are kind of that go down. They're not like if it hits a rock, it's just gonna fall into the water and then get carried on.
Josh,
Lux.
do you lost the
Lux,
box?
can you try and see if you can salvage any of our gear? Please.
Of course, I can dive down there all by my lonesome and find some stuff. Yeah, I don't mind.
It's very much
By the
appreciated.
way, what if we tie like ropes?
A rope to him.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Just
can
to-
do that. It's up to you.
Is Thomas here with us or no?
Thomas is just kind of like he's kind of just sitting there and he's just kind of staring. I told you the pocket. That's all it would took. Literally the pocket where I jumped. That's
What?
all you had to do. Now,
Is a pocket in the ocean?
So
you're
Thomas,
supposed
is there
to-
anything in the water I should be afraid of? Anything down there that might get me besides the
I
current?
don't know. I've never gone I've just stayed in the pocket, man.
Well, you're quite useless, aren't you, Thomas? Any stories, any lore, any monsters? You have to have learned something in your time here, Thomas.
Well,
He's got a lot of apples.
I had apples. I mean, I got
right,
you here
here's-
safely.
Sorry.
You guys are pretty rude for a group of people that I saved
Does anybody have a net? Anything
Your
that I can-
apples are safe back in the ship, right?
Do I
Question.
have a net?
Yes.
I
One
have a
sec.
question.
Let me check.
How
Alright.
do you go back into the ship?
Well, I have to find. If you go further north, there's a second pocket.
That's interesting. So maybe we can ride that pocket to ride the second pocket.
No,
this
how I
is too
get back to
complicated.
my ship is very much a secret that I do not care to share. To be honest with you, I don't know you that well, and my boat is my livelihood. So, I got you here safe. That's all I'm going to share, and I hope to gain your trust in the future.
Yeah.
Lux, you
don't
find
have a net.
anything?
Well, I'm waiting to see if anyone has a net so we can like just take the net down. I can put everything in it and then we can just drag it up.
Out of curiosity, DM, how much rope did I use
How much?
for that stunt?
Well, you didn't lose the rope because it was tied around you, so you still have it.
Oh, sick. Never mind. I could tie this. No. Never mind.
We can give Lox rope from all of us, and then he can go down there and tie it to our packs,
Ah.
and then we can pull them out.
Fair enough. Tell me when you're ready and I'll go.
Yeah. I don't have any rope on me because it's in my pack. So
I have 50 feet of rope. I suppose we could do this like
I've
one
got
at a
50
time.
I've got 50 on me as well.
I don't know how much you need. Just
So
to get
where
down
the
there.
rocks
Yeah.
are, where everything's smashed, it's about 60 feet. So you have 100 feet total. So you should have enough to get to that area and beyond a little bit.
All right.
You
So
can tie that together.
yeah. So I'll take the rope down there.
Who's doing the tying?
The boatmaster down there. And I also have experience with tying knots as well.
Okay. So
You can inspect my work.
so I'm gonna have you do a. I feel like that would be a nature.
Survival?
Would be.
yeah, tying knots.
Yeah, survival's not. Would be.
Yeah, I
the-
guess it'd be survival.
That's like
Yeah, roll survival for me. Well, I guess like
Scouts.
scout nature. That's what I was kind of thinking. But yeah, survival.
either
Yeah,
way.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Roll a survival.
Total of 18.
Okay.
Nice.
I know.
who's-
Feels
no,
good.
Yeah.
For who's tying the knot? Which is
So,
that Lox?
That was Barney.
you're
Cal.
Cal, you're tying the knot? Okay.
Yeah, I rolled an 18
Okay.
to
So
tie
yeah,
the knot.
you tie that super good.
Wink.
And it's you double test it and it's tight. And
Hey, look at this. Look at this. I hold it up to Locks. Look at it.
It's beautiful, mate.
Thank you.
all right, do you jump in, Lox?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go see what I can
Okay,
find.
so you're carried with you're swimming with the current. You're really good at swimming. I'm gonna have you roll with advantage for performance.
Performance tends to be more of like entertainment. Would you be more athletic?
It could be well. Performance can also be so like how well you perform. So it might not be necessarily that he gets destroyed by this current, but it could be how well he performs while he's swimming and searching and looking. So you can kind of use performance in multiple aspects.
Got a 16.
Yeah. So you perform very well. So as you're swimming, you get close to the rocks. You can see that the bag, some bags that have dropped, and some weapons that are now on the floor. And further out, you can see another bag as well. What would you like to do?
Well, I want to gather as much as I can see, as much as I can find,
Okay.
and then before I come back up, look through it.
Okay. With that roll, you're able to grab 2 of the 3 things that you see. There's 2 bags and 1 weapon, but you can't really make it out which.
Okay.
Which would you like to? What would you like to grab? I'm going to give you the choice.
I guess just the two bags. Do I know for sure one of them is a weapon?
You can see
Is that what you
see
said?
the handle. It kind of looks like an axe.
All right. Well, I'll make sure and grab that, and then just whatever bag is closest to me.
Okay. So you grab that, and then you swim your way back to the shore, and you get back on the bag. Danan, you held on to all your stuff, right? Or did you put it in the boat?
I have all of my stuff on
Okay.
me. Yeah.
So
I just had a longbow and a dagger on me.
yeah, so he grabbed
then,
grabbed your backpack, Josh, and he grabbed your axe, Rick. Well, sorry, Loki. He grabbed your bag, and then Brall, he grabbed your axe or hammer. Excuse me, hammer. Sorry, hammer.
Before I come back up, I'm looking through the bag though. Just
So you see all of his belongings that he had. No weapons, but you do see a little box that's about this big, and it's made of wood. And there's some engravings on it, and it looks pretty nice. And like it could be either an antique or worth something.
is it a box I can open?
It's locked.
Locks can't open the lock.
Oh, I bet locks could. Okay. All right.
So do you
All
keep
right.
it in the bag or?
I'll put it in. I'll keep it in the bag for now.
Okay.
I know who it belongs to though. I can tell from all the other stuff.
You surmise that it is the bag that that Loki was wearing.
Okay. All right. The etching, anything I would recognize or
On
no?
the box itself, you don't recognize. It looks like it's it's celestial, so you can't really make out the words on it, but you recognize that it's a very ancient language that the inscription is.
Okay. All right. I'm taking a mental picture,
Okay.
and I'm gonna put it back in the bag, and we'll revisit this another day.
Okay. So then you make it to the shore. You hop up with a warhammer, which is about your size, and you and a book bag in the other hand, and you are now exhausted because that took every ounce of your being to swim with both things that are honestly heavier than you.
Okay. All right, come get your shit before I let it go.
Thanks.
You're a lifesaver, Locks.
Well, you can pay me back one day, yeah?
I'll do my best.
I'll do my best. I take my
So-
red back.
So as this is happening, Thomas goes, "Well, what about my dinghy? You guys destroyed my. I told you not to take the boat. There's obviously rocks down here. Why would you do that?
I wasn't gonna leave my stuff on the boat.
You didn't have to. You just had to stay in the. Anyways, let's go." And he starts walking up the cliffside, and like in kind of a, he's kind of upset. And Thomas takes off. All right.
I whisper to the group, "What's this guy want? A fucking medal?"
So as you guys continue on, you make it to the top, and as you make it to the top, you start entering. There's this wooden fence that goes around the entire encampment. You can see, like it says, smoke pillars. You can hear some voices from inside. It sounds like there's some panic happening. you enter into this very small town. It's a very small town, and there is a group of people, about 5 or 6 people, three humans it looks like, and you can tell that the other 3 look like they might be elves, that are standing having a conversation, and they're shouting at each other. As you guys walk in, Thomas kind of shouts, "Oi! What's going on?" And as he walks up to the group, and you guys are about 15 feet behind him at this point.
Can I make an investigation?
Yeah.
Roll.
I don't want to interrupt.
Oh, that's 13.
Okay. What are you trying to investigate?
Just the general. If I see any markings,
Okay.
the way that everything is built, but
So you can
recognize anything.
You can tell that the encampment it's been around for a very short time, so it's not like the highest quality. You can tell that it's a lot of wood that was like chopped and put together. It's not really deco to any particular clan on the island. It's more a makeshift, like built in a hurry and haste, with some very weak defenses, being this wooden fence with like spikes on the top. And you can tell that there's also, it looks like in the center of the town, there's a mine or an entrance that goes below, with stones that are around, that are built up, kind of holding the ground up, and it looks like there's some stairs that go underneath. Other than that, the rest there's just like straw houses, and looks like maybe a barracks. Everything kind of has a purpose. Looks like it's a very like a long house, as well, that you can see inside. It has a wide open door. So there's no door. It's just wide open, kind of like a garage, if you will. And inside you can see about 30 beds and about 15-20 people inside, kind of conversating as well. It's very much very wood. There's some campfires around, and then just what it looks like an entrance that goes below as well.
So we were just able to get into the city, like into this little town, through that entrance. Like we didn't go through the gate.
No, the
cliffside.
There's no wood on the cliffside.
And there's no protection at all.
Because the cliffs it's too dangerous to try to.
So we hiked up all those stairs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys are very, very much tired.
I'm gonna nudge Loki, be like, "Oi, do you know what this Sara figure looks like?"
Well, oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, you're asking Loki.
I believe that she's an elf. That's all I really know.
Okay. What's the population of this town look like? Is it mostly
About
like
30.
humans?
So it's very much
30 people, but are they? What's their?
Well, the total population of the town is
easy
right
to
around
spot
30
enough.
to 40 people, but it's definitely a hodgepodge of individuals. So it's very much a mix. You see a lot of humans, a lot of elves, and some. Looks like they might be some like halflings, if you will, but very much like 5 or 6 of each group.
Thomas, what seems to be the trouble here?
He kind of looks back at you. Well, we have a problem.
You mean besides what we just lost in the current?
Well, this is not good at all. There was a raid last night, and you kind of look about, and you can tell that there's been some serious damage that has happened to the town. And there's some like burned buildings as well that are no longer standing.
So these smokestacks are not smokestacks.
No, they're coming from chimneys. They are. But
Okay.
there's also some buildings that are actually just smoldering at this point as well. And he looks at you. Last night there was a raid. and a group of mimickers came in and not only took all of our combined wealth, but they also stole for ransom our leader.
So Sarah's not here then.
No, she is not.
And you said mimickers? What?
Kinku.
Some kinku.
Aye.
Do I know what the kinkus are in this area?
You're familiar with the race, but you know that their voices were stolen from them from your travels. Actually, roll for history.
History 11.
Okay, so you know from your travels that Kenku once were able to fly, and no longer through generations no longer can. And you also know that their voices, the way that they communicate is by mimicking others. So when they speak, they can't actually talk. They can only say things that they've heard and mimic it. So think of it, let's just kind of get like meta here. Think of it like Bumblebee from Transformers. That's how they communicate. So you know that through your travels, but that they're very rare and that they travel in flocks. And normally when there's one, there's many.
Thomas, do you happen to know where these Kenku may nest?
Well, this area has not been a very safe area. It's the reason why the Semet followers have not found us here. But it's, if I could surmise, it's. I've heard rumblings that's not too far in the hills. That there was an area that they may have been. They may have built a nest, if you will. But they haven't bothered us since we've been here, so this is very strange that they came in, not only stole all of our wealth that we've been building to build our army, if you will, but they also stole our captain, and I guess they left a ransom asking for 10,000 gold, which
obviously is ridiculous. If they already stole your gold.
Well, obviously we don't have it, and that's everything we did have is gone. But we have, they said 48 hours, so I don't know what to do, and that's why everybody's kind of in a tussle. Sarah's everything to us, so I don't know what to do.
Were there a lot of them?
They came at night, I guess. I'm just learning as you are, to be honest. I'm not really sure.
I guess
Is
we
it
should
an
ask
elder?
someone.
You have a relationship with these people. Maybe you can ask them for us what needs to be done. Maybe we can find the leader and bring her home.
Well, I suppose I can ask. He walks over to looks like a very middle-aged elf, with a very pale complexion, with blonde hair, and he's wearing a purple kind of like robe, if you will, with a pattern of a tree that kind of stems down from the top, and then the roots go down the base of this outfit. As he's talking to him, you can see that he's kind of like pointing outside the encampment towards the front gate, and as they're speaking, you can see the worry on Thomas's face.
Who is that?
So Thomas is about 10 feet, 15 feet away from him. Do you want to go up to Thomas and ask him, or are you asking the group?
Oh no, I thought that he was still with us.
No, he went back to talk.
Okay.
Do any of us?
Do we see like any religious iconography or anything.
So you do see
symbol.
what looks to be like a shrine, which is towards the center of the encampment.
And he's wearing a
tree?
tree, which is likely the summer oak tree of Sylvanas.
Yeah.
I don't follow that god.
Can I go to the shrine?
You can, yes. So as you walk up, what you see is there is a metal tree. Okay, and it is very large, and it's probably about. Here we go with feet again. This is like the episode of feet. It's about 60 feet in the air, and it's very large, and it's all metal crafted, and it looks like made of copper, and underneath it is kind of a where the roots are. It opens up and it's kind of perched up, and then underneath there's a little altar under the tree, and where there is a book that is lying there, and then around it is all candles. So as you go up, you kind of roll for history. Actually, roll for religion.
19 plus
Okay.
religion.
So you recognize that it's most likely
30, 20.
Sylvanas, the god of nature and forests. Good job, guys, by the way. So you recognize that this looks like it is a shrine to the god Sylvanas.
I will touch it.
Okay. So you're just gonna touch the shrine?
Yeah.
You touch it.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Success.
Nothing happens. Successful touch.
Yes, next level.
Well, I'm really worried about what happened last night. But anyway, I touched it. Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's okay.
Tap, 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 tap.
Everything's good. Nothing.
Da, 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 like all of that. Yeah.
Nothing
Okay.
happens.
Does anyone
Oh.
else find it to be strange that they have a metal shrine for the god of nature? Is that not ironic to everyone else?
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It strikes me as an interesting design choice, for sure.
All right, Thomas, what are
Wait,
you learning?
what?
So Thomas finishes up his conversation, walks over to you.
This metal?
So they trace them back. The Kenku, they're about 2 miles in. They have a nest. The people that went there never came back, except for one, but he was so badly injured he ended up passing in the night. But what they got out of him before he did pass was that the encampment is about a mile to 2 east into the woods. There is a cave. There's a stream that enters, and you have to climb the cliffside of this stream to get in to their nest.
Another cliff.
But what they did say was, you see, it's very political here. So Sarah's been very much our leader. She's done a lot in regards to, I don't know how to say it, bringing us together. And she's been very much the voice of reason. And she's very strong. So for them to take her, it's kind of a shock, if you will. She does have abilities. So the thing is, there's another that's here that's a little bit more. He has a lot of favor in the camp, but he's been trying to get his will heard, if you will. So if Sara does not return, he would probably take advantage of this situation. And he kind of already has. So my friend Rorik over here, he is asking us, well, not us perhaps, but more so you, to, because I'm not going, to be honest with you, I'm not much of a fighter, but for the group of you to bring her back. Would you be willing to do that? If not, I totally understand, and I'll just let Rorik know that he'll do it. But chances are, with the current nature of this camp, that Sara probably won't be coming home.
Some of us have lost some gear on the way here.
Can we get new supplies?
Well, we do have a blacksmith, and we do have a small shop, but it's very small. I mean, I'd be willing to...
Do your people want us to secure your leader?
I would say half of the people do. The shop owner, yes, and the blacksmith might need some convincing, but it's worth a shot if you're looking for gear to do this.
I'm down to help,
but I will say...
But I'm not down to run into a battle.
I will say this...
Without equipment.
Rorik...
We need to rest.
Rorik did say that a substantial amount of the gold was lifted. And that is something that most of the group can get behind. So if you do grab Sara, you can help yourself to 20% of the gold that was taken, which is a pretty hefty amount.
I find it hard to believe that you would have any say on where this gold gets distributed, but...
I don't, but Rorik does, because Rorik is Sara's number 2.
Can we talk to him?
You want to talk to him?
First of all, do you trust him?
Yes, I've been working with Rorik and Sara for a very long time now. They both come from the Yugon initially, but it's been 3-4 years since they've been in this area. They started this encampment up probably about 6-7 months ago.
So you've been working with this guy for a while. A person who will be the next chief. And you brought us last night, and you're sending us to an adventure to recruit somebody who is against your own benefit.
Well, no. So Rorik is on Sara's side. The problem is there's another in this camp that isn't. So the future kind of hangs on her ideals. I believe in her ideals, which is to... It's hard to explain. Once you meet her, you'll understand. I can introduce you to Derick, who...
No, it's okay. I mean, I think that we'll be okay with all of this. Just let us know what is for us. Besides the 20% of the gold.
Well, I mean, obviously, we're hoping that you'll join our ranks, and I'm sure Sara would appreciate it as well. I mean, she really is quite the kindest, if you will, person. So, I mean, really, she does. If I could go, I would. Let me just put it that way. It's very difficult for me to stand out of the way, but I'm not much of a fighter. I am a pretty good swimmer, but not much of a fighter.
Well,
this is what we came here to do. I mean, we don't like those Semet cocks, right?
Right.
We do need gear. I want to know what this political rival is all about, what his stance is against the revolution. Is that what it sounds like?
It's not against the revolution. It's more their tactics are very different. He wants to march head first and with our little group and fight, versus Sara wants to be more in the shadows. And I think that is the right way to do this. and so do many. But he comes from a powerful family, so he does have some sway.
He doesn't have any sway here if this village has only been up for 7 months.
Well,
I'm
the
sure
thing
we
is,
could do
people
something
know
about
his
that.
name here, and that he did come here with a decent group of his own people. So, although Sara has a majority of the group, more favoring her ways, it is quite split, you see. And without her, I'm afraid that most would probably succumb to his ideas.
All right. Where's the shop?
Well, so if you see, you're just kind of standing in a circle, and there's like literally 7 buildings in a circle. So he just kind of spins around. That one.
All right. I'm going to the shop. Anyone else want to join
Are you
me?
going to the shop or the blacksmith?
Go to the shop first.
All right. So,
Is Thomas leaving?
I'll come with you.
is Thomas what?
Leaving?
Thomas. So he looks at you. Listen, when you're ready to leave, I'll point you in the right direction. If you're willing to help, and you have my word, I'll take you as far as I can, and I'll walk with you to the cave. I think I know where it is.
Okay. Then let's head to the shop. I mean, I've been tasked to deliver something to Sara, so I take on the burden.
Okay. So you guys, is everybody going to the shop, or?
I shall guard this package with my life. I don't know what's in his backpack, actually.
Yeah, you don't know.
I don't know anything
You have
about that.
you have no idea. But did you say that out loud, or are you just is that more
No.
internal, Josh?
I said it out loud.
Okay. So everybody knows that you.
It doesn't really matter.
Everybody knows that you have something now.
Wait, you have something for Sara?
I was given something by Derick.
Can I see it?
It's just a box.
Can I
It's a
touch
locked
it?
box. Can't really do anything about it. I believe Sara has the key. So we really won't know until we find her.
Can I look at it? Just a little bit? Come on, Loki. Think of all we've been through.
I
Just
actually
a
don't
peek.
want you to touch anything that I'm
Just
carrying.
a peek. All right, fine. All right.
Maybe you might think twice about giving up one of your mattresses. Bastard.
I'm gonna wait
All
for
right.
his. I'm wait for him to turn his back, and then I'm gonna reach into his backpack.
Okay. So while he turns and starts walking to the shop, I'm gonna have you roll for sleight of hand, minding everybody behind you is seeing what you're doing right now.
All right, that's gonna be a 23.
You reach into his bag. He doesn't notice.
All right, so I grab the box and I say, "Is this the box?"
I turn around. I turn around. I notice, and I clock him.
Ooh. Okay.
Right in
So
the
you're
face.
gonna punch him.
Yeah.
Roll for attack.
Whoa.
By the way, I read Celestial. Can you tell? Can you shoot me like what it says or something?
Yeah. Yes, I can.
Cool.
I miss.
Okay, so you miss. So you go to punch him, and he kind of dodges it, and he's still reading the box. And I'm shooting you over what the
wasn't
box
he?
is. 1 second.
Oh. And then as soon as I'm done reading it, I toss it back.
1 second, Barney.
Can I catch?
Yeah, one sec.
So I just sent you what it says
Okay.
on the box, Barney. Through it.
All right, got it.
Okay.
I just toss it back. Whoa there, mate! You're gonna hurt someone. Put those away.
You reach into my bag again. It will not be my fist that enters your face.
Are you coming on to me? I give him a good
Maybe.
old pat on the shoulder, and then I just walk on by.
All right.
You won't like it.
You'll rue the day.
You rule the day.
By the way, guys, not to like cut out of this, but the Tennessee honey, this bottle's almost gone. Just want to point out, like this was half full. We're doing well tonight, my friends. Okay.
This almost feels normal.
Yes, it does.
So
so
us playing.
person, so carrying on, you guys enter the shop and you see inside is a very old dwarf with gray hair at this point. And he has almost looks like a sleeping cap on his head, but it's just it's a hat that kind of folds over the back. And he's he's brushing off. It kind of almost looks like a pawn shop that you're inside right now.
Down here in the pawn shop.
Excuse me.
Oi.
We've been directed to your shop. We are going to go and find Sara, and we need some help.
Do you just announce everything you're going to do whenever you enter any place?
Yep, that's standard affair.
I do when
It's
the
his
person
thing.
I'm trying to speak
You
to.
can't stop him.
I mean,
He does that.
so you're in a shop and you're going to shop. Is that pretty much what I'm surmising?
No.
No, we're not doing any shopping. We're expecting you to give us supplies because we're about to go rescue your leader.
Well, I do like Sara. Who sent you in? First off, where the hell are you from? Who the hell are you? And how the hell are you going to save Sara?
My name is Loke Lani, Ocean Reaper.
Ocean Reaper.
I'm from the Madrove clan, and I'm here to help find Sara, find your missing gold, and bring it back. And I cannot do this without some support. That's where we look to you.
Well, you kind of look around the shop. You take a double take. You can tell that the shop was definitely ransacked. Most of the stuff's back where it was, but you can see that the cash register it's like this metal box with a spring. The springs are kind of like out of this box, and it's wide open. There's nothing in it. And he looks at you. Well, most of that gold came from this store here. But how... I mean, I've lost enough. How do I know that you're actually going to bring back what was stolen?
Well, I don't know if you know who this man is, but Thomas, a merchant, has actually brought us here. And he spoke to Derick.
He's been gone for quite some time. And he... Thomas is back.
You must know Derick.
I know Rourke, yes.
He has given us this task.
Okay, roll for persuasion.
Persuasion. 8.
Okay, so...
Nailed it.
Nailed it. So he kind of looks at you.
I mean, I'm giving a lot of details.
He looks into your eyes. He's like, "There's something off about you, son." And then he looks down at the grung. I haven't seen a grung in quite some time.
Well, feast your eyes, young man.
Ha, young. To be young again. What brings you here?
Well, believe it or not, I'm the muscle of the group.
I like this one.
That's true. It's really strong.
Oh, that's funny.
What is your name again, shopkeep?
Jore?
Jore? Look, I'm looking for some studded armor. It's probably at the blacksmith, but is there anything you can tell me to help me get a better price?
Well, I do have some studded armor over here. and it's, I don't know if it's your size. You might have to cut it down. It's for a dwarf, but it could fit you maybe if you bring it to the blacksmith. Maybe he can fashion it for you.
All right, let's do that then. Yeah.
All right. What's your price that you're willing to pay?
Well, being a fair person, how about I trade you this one-of-a-kind grong leather, right? You can post it up in the shop. It could be the Mighty Locks wore this at one point. So on. So.
What is the Mighty? I've never heard of the Mighty. Do explain. Who's the Mighty Locks?
Well, you're looking at him there with your own eyes.
What's so mighty about you?
I'm gonna slip out a gold piece and just slap it down on the table. This should be a down payment. We'll have the rest when we get back from this stupid thing with your stupid leader.
Listen, each of you are allowed one item, but I want it back or paid for when you return. Keep your gold piece.
Fair enough.
All right.
So he hands you the armor locks, and then the rest of you are looking around the shop.
What kind of shop is this? Do they have a lot?
It's kind of like a pawn shop. So there's random things, like you see a globe that's like very old. You see some scrolls. You see a chessboard. You see some dice, some very old dice that are dusty for Baulders Bones. Just kind of a collection of random things. You see some musical instruments. There's pretty much a very assorted collection.
Does he have any nets?
He does. He does have a net.
I kind of want to get a net. I want to get that net.
Okay.
I'm going to get the net.
Okay, so you grab a net.
You never know.
I'm looking for like a scimitar.
Scimitar?
Yeah.
I see.
I will say that you see it's very limited on weapons, but what you do see is you see some throwing stars, and then you also see 2 rapiers.
2 rapiers.
Oh, that looks like my sword.
Let's see. I may end up taking that rapier. What other armor do you have?
You see some chainmail.
Chainmail.
I have chainmail for an elf, but it should fit you. What about some sunglasses for those eyes? Those bloodshot eyes.
If the sunglasses are the only thing that you're going to give me, I don't think so.
Throw them in.
Okay. It's more of like red pupils. It's not really bloodshot.
Well, right, but he can. They're red, right? So.
Yeah.
They are shopkeep. That they are.
Why are your eyes so red? It's kind of freaking me out.
I just see him in the game.
Just.
It was
like
the
this.
sea, being on the sea for a long time can hurt your
Did
eyes.
he take you to the pocket?
Yeah.
It's not much of a
Do you
pocket.
know about a pocket?
Yeah,
What is a
he
pocket?
tried to take me to the pocket, but then I just told him
Right?
to go around where
Yeah.
we can go on the beach, and then walked up. I
Yeah.
don't.
Oh
We almost
my
drowned.
God.
We almost died.
I don't know why he takes people to the pocket. It's almost like he enjoys the rush, but
You mean
You
there's
think
another
he
edge?
does?
there's another edge.
That
Why do you think
guy.
we have the wood? You just go through the beach, you walk up, and then you go over the hill and the mountain, and then you walk through, and here we are. I mean, yeah, it takes maybe an extra day, but you don't got to worry about the pocket.
Mm.
You know, my unwavering trust of this Thomas is starting to waver.
And what about the apples? Is there anything off about the apples?
Looking around, there's tons. You kind of remember that, like, you saw a bunch of apple trees.
No, but he's obsessed with them.
Orchard.
Well, it's, I don't know. We all kind of eat apples here. There's a lot of them.
Do you also watch people when they're sleeping while you eat apples?
What do you want? Just
Okay, so that's him. Okay, I get it. That's only him. Got it.
We're not even the same species.
See, that
Well,
he's-
race, I guess.
He's
I mean, Thomas is. I don't know. Thomas is Thomas.
Don't trust him.
Anyways, here is your armor. Do you want the rapier or what do you want, eye guy?
I will take the
Okay,
rapier.
here you go. He tosses you the rapier. What about you, Goldilocks?
Ooh.
Me?
The net.
Yeah.
She's got white hair.
I send you something, DM.
So you see a book, Tanan, and it's a poem book, but you recognize the author.
That is really pretty. Can I get that?
You want the book? You're gonna save Sara with a book?
Maybe.
Alright, here you go. Tosses you the book.
Thank you.
Alright, what about this man bun man? What's your...
Oh, I'll take this net. Yeah,
You got the net.
that's good.
You got the armor, you got the rapier, you got the book, and Dwarf, well, what would you like, my friend?
I haven't seen anything that strikes my fancy.
Huh. What are you looking for? Please try me.
I'm gonna interrupt really quick. I'm just realizing you're a dwarf. Are you from the O'Night clan?
I am not, but I had relations there, but I'm more of a loner, but when all of this went down, I found myself here. It was very opportune, if you will, seeing as there's not much competition in this town. I was more of a collector in my previous life.
And what? So you're not from the O'Night clan, then? You have no. I mean, I just feel it's odd that you'd be involved in the Sedan clan.
Well,
After the O'Nights have
when
been
the Sedan was
not very
when
helpful.
the Sedan was, wiped out, if you will. There was pretty much I was more of a wanderer myself. I would take my shop with me, but now I have a place to actually plant my roots. It's been quite nice.
All right. Please continue your business then.
Well, I mean, I don't need your permission.
No, I'm talking to both of you.
Whatever. Anyway, are you sure you don't want some glasses? But anyways, how could...
I will take the glasses. I mean,
your eyes are freaking me out, man. I have not
Give me the
seen a
fucking
man
glasses.
with red eyes. Ever.
give me the glasses.
He hands you like these, they're kind of like... They're like a leather strap around, and they're kind of like goggles. And he hands them to you. Just take them. And you can keep those. And for you, what's your name, Dwarf?
Brall.
Bro, what?
I was gonna do it.
Yeah.
He's dead. I killed him.
This setup was just too good.
What your full name, Dwarf? We have a second name in at least where I come from.
Tell him your name. Don't be shy.
Brawlithal Strongheart.
Never heard of it. What can I get you?
What do you got left?
I mean, look around. But
I did.
there's things that are worthy of a dwarf. Is there something in particular that you would like?
We still need gear. We still need backpacks. We still need some ropes, some torches.
Well,
Things to survive with for a few
he hands
days.
you 25 feet of rope. He then hands you a torch, and then he hands you climbing gear. Anything else, Dwarf?
A pack.
Like an adventurer's pack, perhaps?
Something to put the stuff in.
Let me ask you this: how big of a pack? And he pulls out. And
I mean, I can carry it back.
3 different packs, and there's 3 different packs.
Wow.
The big one.
Are you saying bigger is better?
Always.
All right,
Ah,
there you go. And he hands you the pack.
that's what you said.
From the back of the room, Lox screams, "Not always."
All right. Is there anything else that this little rowdy group needs?
We are going to go next door to the blacksmith. Do you have any advice for us with him?
Good luck.
So then, no.
That's it.
I mean, he's kind of a dick.
Ah,
Well, we appreciate you helping us.
Listen, just
And we
remember,
will
when you
turn-
get back, either return the stuff I've given you because it has a value, and if it's damaged, you're buying it, or buy it. One of the two.
Well, all right.
But I want all me gold back.
How much for this book?
I have no interest in the book, to be honest with you. I'm not much of a reader. You can keep the book.
Free book.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Farewell. We shall be back in a few days, I'm sure.
All right.
the blacksmith.
And you guys exit the shop. He's kind of he
To the
starts
blacksmith.
fiddling with the cash register as you guys walk out.
So just to rewind time just a little bit, while you guys were all talking all that stuff and doing that stuff, I was kind of casing the joint. I'm looking for a bag of holding. Do I see that
a
anywhere?
bag of what?
holding.
Holden.
Which is hold on, one sec. Excuse me.
It's a bag that has basically a magical,
Where you can put whatever in it.
put whatever you want in it,
Yeah.
up to a certain amount of.
I like it.
All right, I want to steal it.
Okay, right. Roll for sleight of hand.
Wait, you know that you were able to take one thing.
I'm a thief. What am I? I'm doing my job. All right.
Just make sure no one sees him take it.
What am I rolling? Sleight of
Yeah.
hand. Plus 5. 16.
You grab it, and he does not notice.
Okay. So I'm going to make sure I have it secured, and then in Thieves' Cant, I'm just going to write in the dust, I owe you.
Very nice.
Nice. Does he have any like jewelry or anything?
Are we still in the shop? You're looking in the shop?
Yes.
There's definitely
Yes.
jewelry.
Yeah.
There's some necklaces. There's some earrings. Some rings.
There are rings.
There's rings.
Oh. Does he have scissors?
No scissors.
You have a sword and daggers.
He doesn't have scissors.
Left-handed safety scissors. Does he have those?
I need to know with the crinkle cut.
Amazing.
This is for crafts.
What kind of
This
rings
is-
he has?
One day I will make the ultimate
So
hood.
there's one with a star. There's one with a tree. And then there's one with, it looks like it's a ring that's a bridge that goes from one side of the finger to the next, between two fingers, like this. So it's a 2-fingered ring.
They have any kind like property?
Do you have detect magic?
Nope.
They just look like rings.
Someone else does in our party, though, right?
She hasn't mentioned it to anybody yet, though.
I would turn around and said to Brall. Which one do you like?
What are we looking at?
Rings. Is there anything that you see that is kind of like helpful for us?
Helpful rings?
Yes.
Oh. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I would like to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. And for your detect magic, let me just see you real quick, Brawl, 1 sec. It's hilarious.
Oh, thank God. That was thick.
11 intelligence.
9.
So you do see, not around the rings, but coming from herself, you notice a blue aura, excuse me, coming from. It's the alcohol. You notice a blue aura coming from Danan's. You can see the tip of the book. You notice that there is a blue aura coming from her book.
No magic on the jewelry, but check that book
Cool.
that you just picked up.
All right, we'll be going
Check.
now.
Check the book
All
that
right.
you just picked up.
Shut up.
Ah.
We'll be going. Thank you.
All right. So you guys step out of the establishment.
hear me.
And you're now standing in the street. Thomas kind of runs over.
Oh no.
Thomas runs over. Listen, they said 24 hours ransom, and that was 12 hours ago. It's at least a 2-hour march there. We need to be moving.
Oh, that gives us 10 hours then.
Yeah.
To get her. Yeah, I think we have some time.
Yeah.
To the blacksmith.
I need this armor. Yeah.
Wait, I might be able to cut it for you.
Do you have those safety scissors?
Oh shit.
Well, then blacksmith it is. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys enter into the blacksmith, and you can it's kind of more of a hut, and it's open faced, and he's sitting there, he's pounding a sword, and he's dipping it into water to cool it off, as he's doing that.
Classic blacksmith things.
Classic blacksmith. The blacksmith doing blacksmith things.
What race is he?
Human. And he has an apron on. He's shirtless. And he has a long beard, which is tied right here. And his hair is slicked back, but it's short.
So he kind of has almost like a Viking-y type look to him. So he reminds me a little bit of someone from the Madrove clan. Then
You can maybe take that guess if you would like.
I will take that guess and say, and walk up to him.
Okay.
Excuse me, are you don't look like you're from the Sedan clan?
Who the hell are
Are
you?
you perhaps? I was once a Madrove.
Hmm.
Were you as well?
I was. Long ago. Half a decade ago.
How long have you been here?
I found this place six months ago, maybe.
You've been blacksmithing ever since
Yeah,
here?
Thomas brought me here. That was my trade.
Well, I'm on a little bit of a quest for Thomas and for the village, and we will be looking for the Kenku sites.
Did you say you were a Madrove?
I mean, is there a point where we still are? I mean, Madrove have not been around for some time.
Well, the Madrove, the weak ones are still around, but I guess they might be the.
I was born.
They might be the smart ones now.
I was born a Madrove, but
Are you wearing the glasses, by the way?
the goggles?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
He looks at you. I know your kind.
Well, we have a mission, and we wish to actually find your missing gold. Was gold taken from you as well?
Never mind the gold. Let me ask you this: How's your morality?
Unwavering.
Not you, Dwarf. I'm asking Red Eyes.
I seek. So what
Do you seek revenge?
don't we all?
Well, for that we can agree. How can I help you?
We are going to be taking on the task of finding the Kenku village, or whatever you may call it, and we need supplies.
Well, they pretty much took most of everything that I have, but what can I do for you?
Well, my companion here, this little frogman, is in need of some armor. I could actually use some armor as well.
There he goes.
All right.
He disappeared. I don't know what happened to him. He was
He was
here
right
a
here.
second ago.
He's gone, but his name remains.
He has some minor phase shifting
Yeah,
issues.
we lost Mr. Mayo.
Yay!
Huzzah!
He's back. Can you hear us, Terry?
Yeah, I can hear you and see you. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
you're fine. So repeat what you're saying, Loki.
So Lux, my frog man friend here, needs some armor. My armor is a little bit more clanky than I would like it to be. I could use a change of armor as well, maybe even an exchange.
I don't have much armor left, but I can mend any armor that you may have. And I have some chainmail that might fit you.
To me?
Yes. I have some chainmail that I made for an elf a couple days ago, but he's dead. But I can probably fit it to you. He had more of a sleeker trim.
Well, chainmail is a little bit out of my capabilities, I'd say, at the moment. a little too heavy for my tastes. I would prefer something a little lighter,
I have leather.
and but I prefer not to downgrade. I currently wear scale mail, as you can see,
Yes.
and
What are you looking for? Just say it.
would you happen to have a breastplate?
I can make a breastplate, but it would take some time.
Perhaps maybe once I return, and I bring back your missing goods.
What's missing from me is all of the iron that I was using, and all the weapons that I had. I fastened many weapons. All the arrows that I made are gone. Bows gone. There's like 10 or 12 of them that came in and just ransacked everything.
Well, they can't be left to wander this area while
Listen, you bring
good people like yourself
you bring
are
back Sara.
working
You
hard.
bring back Sara. Not the biggest fan of her, but she's been doing a decent job. You bring back Sara, I'll have your breastplate.
It's a deal then.
Anything else I can help you? That then he kind of looks over to Locks. That doesn't look like it's going to fit you much.
Yeah, that's the whole point of coming to you, my good sir. If you can fashion the studded leather to fit around me, then I think we'd be good.
It would take some time as well. If when you come back, I can have your leather and I can have his breastplate.
We're in a rush.
Do you have any
You
tools?
can't rush this type of craft, ma'am.
So we have to leave soon because we need to go and rescue Sara.
Well, then I hope that you do rescue her and that this will be waiting for you when you get back.
When I
Oh,
get back,
that's
can
up to
I have
you,
some
Locks.
scissors?
What did you say? Range or I'm sorry. What did you say, man? With the
Oh, when I get back, can I have you smith me some scissors?
scissors? I have scissors.
Yes.
Well, those I have.
You have. Can I have them?
Yes. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Yes.
Both.
I consider the question.
Okay.
I'll take the right-handed pair.
He comes over. He goes. You see this little switch here? That's
Uh-huh.
a safety switch. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Just be careful with these. Here you go.
Okay, thank you.
And he hands you some scissors.
I start spinning them around.
Running around the room. Ah!
I slam them into my pocket.
And then
Yes.
listen, I'll fix that up for you. I'll make your breastplate. You have your scissors. Is there anything else that I can help any of y'all with?
I don't suppose there's any way to not speed up the process, but ensure that the studded leather is made before we leave.
It's
Working throughout the night, any incentive that would make this us.
it's gonna take time, especially if I'm working on his breastplate. Honestly, the studded leather would take probably 3-4 hours. I could probably have that done. The breastplate's gonna take all night though, and that's me not sleeping.
Lux, do you think that we have the time?
Well, we had 10 hours before this conversation, so I don't know what we have left now, but I think we can spare 3-4 hours, yeah? If not, then not, but
I'm hungry.
Yes.
I mean, every moment that we wait, we are endangering the life of this woman.
well, to be fair, her life is already in danger of 4 hours. You know, we're all exhausted. But then not. If we
Yes.
spare it, and I'm all for it.
I disagree with this pretty wholeheartedly.
What?
So
Want to go now?
don't get me wrong, I think that we had a little bit of time, but we don't have time to wait 3-4 hours.
I think that we need to eat.
We have 2-hour journey,
Yeah.
Minimally.
Yes.
and then we
Yes.
need to somehow be able to strategize.
We are exhausted. Some of us. We have to swim I guess, a current. And
Well,
We lost
we
Terry
just
again.
lost Terry. Damn it. Let's see if he joins in. I think he might be gone, though. Either way, guys, this might be a good place to end for the night while you guys decide if you want to wait or not. It is now East Coast time, pretty late. Thinking about Ricktastic over there, but I think now would actually be a good time. Terry's connection was kind of going in and out there at the end, so I think now is a good time to end it. I hope you all enjoyed the show for tonight. And I know I did. This was probably the first time I've gone through an entire Dungeons & Dragons session with 0. Oh, actually, Terry's back. We might be getting Terry back. This is probably the first time I've gone through a D&D session with 0 combat, which is pretty cool. But you guys definitely made it to the rocks. It was fun. And anyways, that is going to be the end of our show for tonight, guys. And I appreciate all of y'all playing. And until next week, we'll see you on Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time sharp, because we definitely won't be late. Take it easy, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Later.
Oh, and by the way, subscribe to the motherfucking channel.